Hi, Alex.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming to our podcast. And everyone, today I'm here at our studio and with me, Alex from House in Spain. And today we're going to be talking about construction, renting, investing, buying properties in Spain. So my first question, Alex, tell me about your services. What does your agency offer and who is your main client?
We have a full range services. We help our clients to obtain NIA, for example, open bank accounts. We help with renovations, and obviously our main service is construction from zero. I have to say that in the majority of the cases, the people that come to Spain are not familiar with the Spanish market. So they put 100% trust on our company.
There is a lot of demand right now around real estate, and people are mainly buying second kind of hand apartments. They are investing in already existing properties. What about you? What types of real estate you mainly work with?
Our two main services is that we work with new apartments. We also work with second-hand apartments if you're talking about rent or buying a property. And we also build our houses, different type of houses, like for example, houses with SIP technology, LSTK technology, brick and traditional, timber, for example.
If we're talking about building a house from complete zero, it involves so many processes and steps. How do you approach this process? And for people that don't know many things about, but actually looking at the other side instead of buying a second-hand apartment, which doesn't suit really their needs, how does the process start? How does it look for you?
Yeah, look, first of all, if you want to build your own house or your own building, if you are an investor, for example, first of all, it's to find a plot of land, ideally in a right zoning for residential use. Once we obtain this plot of land, our company starts with the architectural planning, we obtain all the permits, we obtain all the licenses, and we start with the building. This process might sound a little bit complicated, but honestly, our clients don't have to worry for anything because our company handles the entire process from start to finish.
And what kind of cost does it involve? Where the person can build the house from scratch? From what is the minimum do you recommend to start investing in construction?
Right now, I'm going to talk about the different material that we work because the prices vary too much depending on what technology do you want to buy your house.
Okay.
So if you're talking about, for example, SIP panels or LSTK panels, the prices normally goes from 1,400 euros to 1,600 euros. If we're talking about a material that a little bit more cheaper, that it's timber, the prices goes from 1,300 euros to 1,500 euros. And obviously the most expensive option is traditional brick. The prices normally goes from 1,500 euros and even 2,000 euros per square meter or more.
We mentioned just now how much it costs to build the house from zero. And you mentioned the price of the material, right? And what are the other criteria? What are the other things that influence the price? Maybe location. How does it vary from the location to location?
Yes, look, the location is also really important because right now I just said the prices of the material, but if we're talking about the different type of location, it depends on the amount of clients and the prices in that place. Like for example, if you want to build in Valencia, like near Valencia, the prices for a plot of land, for example, are gonna be way cheaper. Like we're talking about 100,000, but if you want to build like near Madrid or near Barcelona, the prices are just gonna spike literally because the plot of land gonna cost minimum 200,000 and even more, in some of the cases 300,000, and even the material gonna cost a little bit more because the transport of this type of material obviously gonna cost a little bit.
Tell me about the materials. Right now we're living in the new reality of construction where there are many cool materials, super ecological, super sustainable. What are the materials you're building your houses with?
It depends honestly on what our client need. Because when you talk about, for example, SIP or STK material, This type of material, it's really easy to assemble. The speed of construction, it's really low. We are talking about, for example, cheap materials in 6, 5, or even in 4 months, we can build you a new brand house. Obviously,
Wow.
if it's nothing crazy. If we're talking about 150 square meters, of course, it's gonna take a little bit more time. If you ask me about brick, for example, it's accepted in all the municipalities, but the tile construction, it's low, and the prices, as you can understand, it's quite high than the normal materials. And the last option is the wood. That honestly, it's really cozy. It's really familiar option, but you have to be careful because this type of houses needs a lot of maintenance. If you're talking about coastal zones and humid zones.
Yes, humidity, like, and the wood
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
really go well. And if we're talking about Valencia and Valencian region, we know that during summer it's
Yes.
actually super hot and super humid. So maybe not the most sustainable option for people.
Yes, the most normal common material to build in Valencia, we recommend always C panels or LSTK panels.
That's amazing what you're saying, because you can build a house, as you said, like with 4 to 6 months,
Yes.
and it's going to be the house exactly as you want, with the project exactly as you
Yes.
want, with the big rooms, with the high ceilings. It sounds like a crazy, crazy, beautiful fantasy, because normally what we see in normal Spanish market is just thin paper walls, small rooms, not enough light,
And
right?
build in 1 year, 2 years,
Yes.
a lot of time, yes.
Crazy, that's amazing. And what are the typical costs that person needs to consider, except for the materials and the cost of construction? We know that for construction there are like licenses. What else is involved?
The architect is the most important thing. Like normally, if you build a house starting from 1,500 euros, the architect is already in the price. But most important thing that you not will find in the price, it's IVA. You have to pay when you obviously start building the house. After this, you will have to pay 10% of IVA. Like for example, if you build a house from 300,000 euros, IVA will cost 13,000 euros.
Okay, so if you just think that it's going to be enough to pay for construction, pay for the land, it's not going to be enough. You need to consider also the taxes, the
Of course.
cost of the architect,
Yes.
and the paperwork of Spain, which is crazy but manageable.
Yes.
A lot of people actually look for sustainable, eco-friendly options. They want to be gentle to the nature. And the materials that you offer, can you talk about them in relation to the sustainability?
If you talk about sustainability, the most used material is eco-SIP panels. These type of panels, for example, are made in or professional people who work with this material. They are moisture resistant. They are treated from fire and from pests. So normally this type of material are really recommended, because with these eco-friendly movements in Spain, in United States, this material is becoming more and more popular in these type of places, in humid zones and coastal zones. So if you want a really great house, fast and not that cost that other materials, eco-SIP houses are really, really great options for you.
So that's the best option in terms
Yes.
of price and quality.
Yes, if we're talking about environmental sustainability, yes, this is the best option that you can get in our company, for example.
I would love this kind of house, really. And when we talk about these materials you're building the houses with, but the people who want, for example, to install the solar panels, is it possible and is it permitted by Spain to install this kind of panels on the construction that you're doing?
Yes. It's really legal to construct, for example, solar panels, and our company really recommend it, because when you talk about Spain, from 365 days per year, you will have 300 days solar days. So you obtain a lot of free sustainable energy if you install solar panels.
Absolutely, you're totally right. Like more than 300 solar days,
Yes.
and it's a shame not to use this energy of the nature and not be energy efficient and save some money if you actually have this possibility.
Yes, because that means lower energy bills and more comfortable living for the entire family. So they're highly recommended. Yes.
Exactly, amazing. And could you draw the difference between the technology SIP and LSTK? What is the main difference?
SIP or SIP stands for Structural Insulated Panel. It combines structural strength and insulation in once. And as I said before, it's really easy to assemble, but it's not that resistant. LSTK, for example, it's also really easy to assemble because they have a little metal inside the walls. So this type of construction are more resistant if you're talking about earthquakes or humid zones and coastal zones. So the big difference is resistant.
And if we are talking about this type of materials, many people think that panels, maybe they're not that durable. In reality, how long these panels can last, how long these houses can stay and serve you and be cozy, comfortable homes.
If we make the construction right, normally the lifespan of these panels goes from 50 to 100 years. And if you maintain the house, like for example, do a little bit of reinforcements, this house can last for a long, long time. And with a good ventilation to prevent all these bad things like moisture, etc., these houses can last 120 years, 150 years. So honestly, it's a really, really good span for a house.
Exactly. For example, wooden houses, they wouldn't last that much in the Spanish climate if we're talking about that much sun, so much humidity. This is really complicated.
Yes, and sea panels LSTK are the best for Spain.
Yes, and what other consideration you need to take into account when building houses in Spain from zero? Do you need permission for building a house on this piece of land?
Yes, of course. When you obtain a plot of land and you start with the construction, when you talk about permanent construction in Spain and in every country, you will need a permit and a license. This process normally involves architectural plans, technical studies, and the most important thing, the approval of the municipality. In general, all the process or company will handle it, so the client doesn't have to do anything.
Can you connect these houses to the city utilities like water, gas, sewage?
Yes. Obviously, when you're talking about permanent construction, it's 100% legal to connect them to utilities, like for example, water, electricity, and gas, if you need.
And would it be possible to lend a rent and construct a house like that on a landed rent?
It's legal, but it's not really recommended because you may have legal problems, because you have to speak to the owner to make a long-term contract.
Like authorization.
You also, of course, and you also need a permit from the owner to build a permanent construction. So all clients that come to our company, we always recommend to find a plot of land, or we can find a plot of land for them, buy it, and have this legal support because the plot is already yours.
And for people that are looking at this side and want to understand more about the process of construction, because it's a completely another new country for the people that are coming to Valencia or coming to Spain, and they are looking, okay, what are the alternatives to buy a second-hand apartment, to buy in the city, or actually construct the house of my dreams? Where they can start? What would be the first step for them?
The first step, obviously, is to have all the legal support. When I'm talking about NIE, I'm talking about bank accounts. It's really important. Obviously, money is the most important thing. Then they contact our company or we help them. The first thing that you have to do is to find a plot of land in the place that you want, like for example, near Valencia or far from Valencia. We work for the entire Spain, so if you want to find a plot of land in Barcelona, Madrid, Andalusia, we can help. Then we help our client to obtain this plot of land. We will be in the notary for translation or just for legal support. This our company provides this. Once we obtain this plot of land, we'll start obviously with the architectural planning. If the client, for example, have to do something special, like a special house for him, we also can do this for him. And then when we obtain all the licenses, we start with the construction. When we start with the construction, we also obtain all the permits to connect the house to the utilities, and the client just have to wait. And after, like, for example, 8 months, 9 months, and maybe maximum 1 year. When the house is completely finished and the utilities are connected, we call our client. We say that everything is already finished.
Here's your key.
Yeah. And the client just say, take the bags and move on.
Oh my God, that sounds like a dream, really.
I agree. I also have, well, I want to have a house. So yes, this is when I'm working
Just
with
like
the
that,
company.
yeah.
This is honestly sounds really, really great. That in the future, I hope I will build my own house.
And is it possible, for example, to construct a house, like, or imagine a situation where
Yes.
you're building a house, and after some time I feel like, oh, I want a garage there, or I want a swimming pool there. Is it possible, actually, given the Spanish bureaucracy, to do something like that?
Yes, when you talk about landscaping, pool, solar panels, it's really possible. A garage depends on the construction. Because if, for example, the construction it's really, really solid and you might not have a lot of changes in the house, it's really difficult. But if you build like a normal house and you want to maybe demolish a wall to make a garage for your car, it's really possible. So if you have an idea in your head and we see your house, if it's really possible and say yes, obviously legally it's possible to make a new garage, to make, I don't know, a garden, a swimming pool, install solar panels. It's really possible.
A lot of people coming to Valencia and
Yes.
moving to Spain in general for living or their second home, but we're also talking about Spain as business. There are a lot of investors that are looking for new projects, including diversifying their portfolio with the property,
Yes.
building some business environments like hotels, like multiple flat apartments,
Yes.
villas for touristic rent. Do you work with this type of clients, and how does it differ from your normal services?
Yes, of course. Honestly, there not much a big difference, but we also work with investors who are trying to find properties for rent, build one or more houses, wanted to invest in already prepared plot of land, so in already prepared buildings. We work with that kind of people. And what I have to say, we also work with just normal people. Like, for example, if you call me tomorrow and say, Alex, I have an investor, and you give me the number and this investor build something, invest in something, or buy something, you will receive a small percentage.
Okay.
So this way, our company say thank you to all the people that invest time on us and help our company to grow even bigger.
You mentioned something also interesting, that main client for your agency are foreigners.
Yes.
So they're mainly from Europe, they're Americans. What is the geography of your clients?
Right now we have Spanish people,
Yes.
surprisingly, but we have Spanish people,
Right.
Russian people, some people from England. Yeah, and in majority of the cases we are talking about America as a continent, like Mexico, like Peru. The people who want to move on to Spain and who have money normally speak with us. So right now our main clients are Spanish speakers, and we have some English speakers and just a little bit percentage of Russian speakers. Like I'm
Good.
talking about maybe maximum 10 clients per month are Russian. It's a really, really small amount.
Okay. How do you see the construction that you're building right now? Do you think it's going to increase in price in the next 2 to 3 years?
100%. This is a really, really common in Spain because the prices go up since 2008, the year 2008, and they don't stop growing. So if you have the possibility to build right now, it's really, really recommended, because in 5 or 10 years, the prices of your house or your apartment just gonna be higher, higher and higher. And majority of the people work like that. They buy a lot of properties, they rent it to someone else. With the money of the rent, they build some new houses, and again they're gonna rent it, and this is a really, really common business in Spain. Majority of the people don't even work because they are investors that invest in houses and properties.
Exactly. This is super cool business.
Yes.
Because villa next to Valencia for 1 week,
Yes.
a villa can cost like 1,500 easily.
Easy.
2,000 pretty much easily. And moreover, like in Valencia, in Spain in general, the prices are growing 15% every year. So people making money in the moment and in the future when they plan to sell it.
Yes, maybe not 15, but as a minimum 20%, 100% sure. Yes.
Even 20,
Yeah.
even 20, definitely. It's extremely crazy idea to rent an
Yes.
apartment.
And we are just talking about Valencia. If we
Right.
talk about Madrid or Barcelona, people are gonna get crazy because the prices are so high. We're talking about the rent that we have in Valencia, like for example, 1,400 euros. In Madrid, this type of apartments can cost 2,000 euros. Easy.
Exactly. Is it true that a person can find a property and actually use your services in online, and you can do the whole service from distance, the search, the authorization, and the client can come just for a signature? How does it work?
Look, yes, it's possible to find, for example, a plot of land or to build or find a property if the person, for example, are located in Germany, for example. We can work with that people because honestly, what you have to need is money. You just pay for our services. We find you a plot of land. We can build you a house. This type of people have to translate to Spain when the day comes to, like, for example, signature the contract. Then the client have to come to Spain. But in general, like, for example, construction, permits, and finding a plot of land can be done online.
It's like turnkey solution from you,
Yes.
done totally online.
Yes, exactly.
Is it possible to buy an apartment not being a Spanish resident, not Spanish citizen? If I'm coming from Europe or from the US, can I buy a property without opening bank account?
No, you can't. When you're talking about buying a property, you need to have a Spanish bank account here in Spain and to have a NIE. If you don't have these documents and these bank accounts, it's gonna be really hard, or in majority of the cases impossible, to buy a property. Because right now, even for Spanish people, it's hard to buy because you have to show like the contract about your work, about that you have a bank account, that your income is 100% legal, and in some of the cases, even for Spanish people, it's hard. And for people who live outside Spain, it's even harder.
But normally for Europeans, like when they want to buy an apartment, they can do it if they have a legal source of income. They don't even need a Spanish bank account. They can buy if they are in European zone.
And we also can help them. If, for example, they come to Spain, like for example, for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we can help them with bank accounts. We can help them with NIE to don't have any problem to buying a property. And these type of clients buy a lot of properties in Spain right now.
And how can the client find more information about your services, about how to build the house from scratch? Do you have some official resources that you can share?
Yes, we have our website. Like, for example, you can watch our website because we'll have all the houses, all the materials that we work. And if a clients need to ask us a question, they can just sign a little note, and then our agent call them and answer all the questions, and obviously speak a little bit about what we can offer, like our services, the prices, etc.
You work globally, so you speak many different languages. In what languages the client can talk to you?
Our main languages right now is Russian, because all of the people that we work with are Russian people. We are in Spain, so we have to speak Spanish, and we obviously speak in English. So if you are speaking these languages and you are interested in buying your property or build a house, we can attend you very easily.
Perfect. Alex, thank you so much for coming to us, sharing about your business, sharing about the current market. I hope to see you very soon, and we'll leave all the links, all the resources down the description. Follow, thumbs up, and see you very soon.
Okay. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.